What's up, y'all? I want to talk real quick about discipline. I've been speaking to a lot of people lately who are struggling with their goals. And a big part of why they believe that they are is because they believe that they lack discipline. And I want to tell you what discipline is and what it isn't. Firstly, discipline is not willpower. So you need to unlearn the idea that you've got to have willpower in order to become a disciplined person. That would do an extreme injustice to what discipline is on a value scale if you believe that is all about willpower. It's not. The second thing is, disciplined people have the same challenges, obstacles, and adversities that undisciplined people do. The difference is disciplined people benefit highly and heavily from systems. They are big fans of systems. They are big fans of preparation and planning, and they don't feel right if they don't have a plan. And when I say plan, I'm not just talking about diet and exercise. They have a plan for their life. So if you are a person who feels that you need more discipline, the first thing that you need to do is you need to research and devote more attention into why are you an undisciplined person. Start asking yourself the hard questions of why. Then investing more time into your systems. Do you have systems in place? Do you have a nutritional system? Do you have an exercise system? Do you have an environmental system? What's an environmental system? Well, some of you out there, you lack the support system. So when we were kids, remember when we were kids and we had to sell candy in our schools? Remember they gave us those chocolate bars. And there were these financial goals that we needed to meet, and there were prizes and there were tiers and things like that. You remember that? And then either you or your parents or both of you would ask everybody in your network, in your system, at church, in your family, your mother's and your father's friends, hey, this is what I'm doing. Will you support me? Or your parents would say, hey, my son or my daughter is selling candy. Will you support them by, either donating or buying some candy? Do you remember that? But all of a sudden we become adults and we forget how to have these conversations with people who are around us and who are in our network. What's the difference? You're going for a goal, right? If the people around you cannot support you in your health goals, I encourage you to find and expand your network systems and your environmental systems, because the current one that you have is not helping you. And if they can't help you with that, I'm not saying for you to just completely do away with them, but you need to recruit more. You need to recruit specific individuals, energies, and support systems that are going to support you. You can't do it alone. Disciplined people have support systems. They know a good amount of people who are in alignment with what they're trying to do. Now, there are rare anomalies of people who don't have as many of those people around them. But again, those are rare. We call those wolves. But that's a conversation for another day. But we're talking about the general person here. You got to have those hard conversations. You got to set boundaries. You got to look your people in the eye and say, here's what I'm doing and here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm trying to go. Can you help me? Can you help me by doing X, Y, and Z? Can you go on walks with me? Do you want to join the gym with me? Hey, can we cut back on this because that is attached to some of my behaviors? Hey, you know what? I don't want to go out and do that. Let's do this instead. Will you support me? You got to have those conversations, guys. You got to have better systems. You got to have better environmental systems. Disciplined people become disciplined easier because who and what they're surrounded by helps them become that. It starts in your immediate network. So I go back to what I said in the beginning, which is discipline is not willpower. Let's unlearn that. Secondly, you got to start developing better systems. We're going into 2025 now. Are you going to keep regurgitating and repeating the same approach, the same thought and mindset? Are you gonna keep trying to just force feed the same thing that you did last year and hoping it will work? You got to switch it up and you got to change it, because what's behind your discipline is why you aren't disciplined. You've got to get to the root. Discipline and lack thereof. It is not a cause. It's an outcome. So you've got to get into the real deep rooted meat and potatoes of why. I promise you that if you give more attention to those things that I listed, you will see a great significant change in who you are and who you become. And you're going to learn a lot about yourself. A lot. It's going to be life-changing. So you don't have to willpower everything. Secondly, need you to start working on your plans and your systems. Start creating them right now. Do not wait till January. You don't need to do that. That's something you can control right now. Try it and let's see what happens.